The side of things and getting hot and heavy, a map that both teams are comfortable on, but Stanislaw posted at the back of the site. It's already just smacked down Farlig and Maden. Ethan holding the line on Squeaky. It's a laboured attempt, but he's weakened zehN, who can only get the one frag, and surely with 4 HP, even though he does have control of the bomb and CeRq is low, I can't really see how this round falls under his way, barring some crazy Glock aim, and he's going to get found out first. Last seen
end of last year, so hopefully they're going to get off to a strong start here, or I may start to worry a little bit, because we've mentioned about that firepower. Damn, STYKO! All right, Ethan's gone. CeRq's going to be manning the outside. They've gone heavy on the rifles as well here for the side of EG. So every player lost is actually a pretty hefty rebuy, but they have at least evened up the scoreline before anything more occurs.
Oh, Chris. Okay. STYKO with his second deke. We have seen this happen so many times over the last couple of days, Tom. It's outrageous, and it could be falling into place again. Now, CeRq and Brehze have themselves some rifles, but Brehze's lost his life to zehN with the Tech 9. And even though CeRq does put a fair chunk of damage to zehN, his position is now known. And with 55 seconds, plenty of time for FPX to rummage together a plan onto the B side, which is exactly what they've gone for. It will be a costly round in terms of zehN losing his life, but FPX, if you had any doubts that these guys could stand toe-to-toe when it came to individual skill, well, they've just silenced you with this round.
Yeah, the only thing I will say is that they've actually just given up all of the rifles. So I understand they want to get rid of the one on CeRq, but at the same time, if they don't kill him and retrieve that AUG, it really doesn't seem...
The stats don't lie. The last time these guys met each other a couple of days ago, he had 11 and 22, I should say, for his overall stats. He didn't have a great game, and he can shut them down in the process.
Oh, nice shot from Ethan. Easier said than done. CeRq is just still waiting there, but he starts that rotation. Now the door's been opened and just ruins Farlig. Chris still hitting shots, and STYKO has found one back in response. A 2v3 ensues, but Tarik is still on this site, and they have not been able to clear him, leaving Chris on just 16 HP and not a chance in hell. Chris knows he's here. It all comes down to timing, if anything. I think he has a decent idea, but the ground he's gained is going to be problematic. Taking space, and Ethan tries to re-aggress to garner back some control, but it only ends in a trade, and Chris is just going ham. The man is running riot. He allows Farlig to get one onto Brehze, and now Tarik is the only man remaining in the heavens. But with 4 players waiting for him, finance is a real issue for EG going into the next. Well, I was going to say a save might be ideal, but he's not going to
trade around. I just said it before. Do they rotate someone down ramp towards CeRq early on? They do. They also play Garage a bit more passively, and Stanislaw sprays down for 2. He's also having a bit of a game here. Got most of his kills in the pistol, but great flashes, and suddenly the blink of an eye, 3 kills go against EG. After such an excellent start, they fall apart, that seems again.
I don't really know how it's happened. Molotov going to be used to try and support, but they now know that there's a player down the ladder. zehN should be core here. It's a bit dicey, though. And even the damage done might be enough. This has to be an instant headshot, and, well, it is, but not in the favor of EG. CeRq, you can't go up there. He's already taken, what, 73 damage from Molotovs. I don't think he wants to go anywhere near the flames. So it will come down to an afterplant, and I'm sure they don't have an exact idea where he is, but STYKO, he's seen him earlier. He knows, you sort of mentioned, their purchases have been weaker. Chris, it's almost like he's taken over as the madman in the server. He just pushes through the smoke, sneaks through a Molotov, and finds himself 2 kills on the entry. He definitely is the captain now, and you've got yourself a 3v3 situation, an afterplant again.
The wrap. HP does favor EG slightly, but Farlig in a good position to thwart this push, but he comes out second best. Flashbang is good. The follow-up's even better. Tarik goes in alongside CeRq. And finally, something to get excited about. They don't have a kit, but I think there should be enough time on the fuse to get this done. Indeed, there shall be. So finally, EG can have a bit of a smile. CeRq is feeling it again, but they've got to keep pressing this.
I think they're aiming as a minimum for the final. If they don't make it to a playoff, well, we're going to be asking some real questions. Maden, he's already managed to get all the way down onto the B site in 25 seconds. And now Chris goes just bombarding outside, doesn't need a smoke to support him. He's going to take down one of his opposition. Sure, Ethan's found a trade, but again, it's at a cost. A lot of HP lost. CeRq, he's in prime position. He's ready and
showing up yet. It's like they're still not quite on the server. And when Zeus is saying before in the pre-game interview, the last performance wasn't good enough, he has a lot.
Someone edit that. Put that quote in, and then cut to round 2 of this match and watch every single player of theirs get headshotted by a deagle, and then just like play. Wouldn't have made sense to have one. He hasn't really needed it either. Now there's a chance that STYKO actually gets caught here, but then Farlig is waiting, and then STYKO swings on the peak. It's the 1-2 punch, the communication on point from FPX. Ethan trying to re-aggress. It's expected at this point. He's made that plus left.
It's feeling a bit like Groundhog Day here for EG. Like every round is just the same way, and it's a clean sweep. STYKO with 3. Working against them, and Maden has dropped through vents again. We saw him have impact from here before on B side. This time, though, it seems that Chris is mortal after all. He can bleed. Stanislaw passes the bullet between his eyes. Now Maden needs to have that impact. He needs to have a moment. We said he used the loose cannon.
Wow. Sort of the last piece of the puzzle. Farlig wraps around. He actually gets nothing. He surprises his opponent, and still it's not a kill. That is rough for Stan. Brehze, again, a good spot, but they're aware of it. They're going to try and bypass him and just maneuver. Well, now Tarik, he's completely out on no man's land. Wrong side, bomb down. FPX are running riot, and I think one thing I'd love to see is just like almost a side-by-side like POV demo of the different FPX players while someone else is getting a kill, because I think that's what's made them so hard to play against this game. We've spoken about this map become more proficient on the T side. And there goes Stan. Now Stan be a risk, but with the Molotov bypassing him, he might actually be able to drop the bomb.
Just the bodyguarding from Farlig was too good. Although Ethan will put down some bullets and spit them out with the MP9. They do have the player advantage, but the positions are looking good right now for FPX, and zehN holds his resolve. 42 HP has now been brought down to 0. Farlig gets aggressive, catching Brehze in the side, shuts him down. STYKO just needs to survive on the site and allow Farlig have something to pivot off and pincer in with. Both T's have been tagged so heavily, but STYKO battered, and now they're through on the T side. They have to make the plays. Maybe there's a way forward in that respect, but STYKO carves ahead away from Brehze. He does have to reload, and in doing so has to give up ramp, but they're already pushing around and pivoting through lobby. All the carnage, all the mayhem. It's unrelenting, and EG just can't catch a break. It'll have to come down to Stanislaw. He had a phenomenal first pistol, but he will not be able to rinse and repeat. Lead, knowing that he can dip down to rifles and have a really good buy in the next round regardless. Doesn't really hurt him too bad. May not be required though, because Farlig cracks open Tarik on the cross. There was a missing element, a missing piece to that smoke wall, and it makes this attack come crumbling down. FPX are dispatching EG.
Retrieve the rifle, and STYKO is just wrecking him with the scout now, looking to go for an extra pick. He doesn't quite land the shot though, and that wide swing gives Ethan a kill. Now they do have to be careful. zehN, they've walked past each other, but it doesn't matter. Chris is there to support him. He's got his teammates back, and it's all onto Ethan. 1 HP. A single bullet from any gun will give the 15th round over, and it's gonna be done. It's a headshot, of course, from Chris.
They just can't douse the flames. Every time you think they're going to take a step forward, it ends up being triple steps backwards. Because FPX are unrelenting. Again, aggression outside. zehN shuts down Stanislaw, who has been one of the main shining lights of EG. And with his life being deemed forfeit, I'm not sure where the frags come from now. Even more action comes down, and FPX at least bring it down to a 3-on-3, but there's 2 weakened players left, and it's chrisJ still alive with the AK-47.
Yeah, there's only so much Ethan can do. To get 2 kills from there was impressive. Brehze has been deadly silenced. Like, this has not been a performance to remember. And although the dink is at one plant, but there's a very quick rotation already coming in, and he's got no time.
Love the idea, bit of shenanigans.
I really took away from that last map is they have absolutely no fear going into this series. They are happy to battle. They are happy to brawl. But maybe it's an oversight. Nice start from Brehze. There is a response, but they've taken a hell of a lot of damage in return, and the rest of EG are coming back for the battle, but zehN is looking to take some control. Eventually, there is a trade back. Now, it's ended in a 3v3. You could definitely say for now that EG have the advantage, but they have sort of been put in an awkward position because they're now just having to fight just for mid.
Tarik on the wrap. That's a huge moment. Through balcony, takes down A site accordingly, and now they can look to push onto that and pivot into the round, which is desperately needed. Just to put a little bit of confidence in play. Big headshot again from Tarik. Said they'd have to shake off the cobwebs and have a complete mental reset. And Farlig break their hearts, break their resolve once more. The round is basically done. There's not enough time on the fuse to get this one done under wraps for him. And he does go.
It's a different side to the coin. A four-man stack early on towards the B side. Maybe expecting a bit of a brute force aggressive play. And actually there is. Brehze, he'll be traded out by the nades, but
surprisingly, Bullet's the tertiary source of damage here, and there's another grenade. The timing could not have been...
Allows for him to rotate, so his counter smoke could be available, but they've gained a lot of ground since this rotation's come in. Great shot from Tarik, a bit of a misread maybe by Farlig. Could look like he was going to head back into A, and with 20 seconds left, they'll be able to comfortably get the bomb down, and it's down to FPX to try and retake.
Farlig knows that there's support on its way. Needs to survive, but Tarik gets cut down to size by Maden, who then goes down himself. Good spray from Stanislaw through the coffin, survives with 2 HP. We'll keep the Undertaker at bay for the time being, but now zehN, the Finn, may be able to strike hot instead.
But it's all woulda couldas, and instead we have to see what they can do already. Maden, he gets domed up, wrecked by nades.
For maintain positions over on A. zehN getting aggressive, looking to get into Boiler, connects the first and second. Brehze is already tagged up by STYKO, finished off, and now they feel they're compelled. They have to go in aggressive, both winged by chrisJ, who finishes off the first and the second frag, and with just deagles, with just pistols.
Very aggressive, taking the fight. They've smoked off mid so that they can't really be caught. The angle being held, Brehze looks away, and that gives Maden a freebie. It still looks like it's through smoke, but I guess he could see through the gap in it. He's actually going to continue his push-up banana. chrisJ, however, again, that lone defender hasn't been exactly performing to the highest of standards, but I don't think they know that Maden's here. He might be able to get a free kill onto Stan, although he could just look to deny the bomb instead.
There's no way they know he's here. Surely they don't check this angle. I mean, they saw him get a kill earlier on. That's probably what gave him away, I'd imagine, doing their due diligence, because he got the frag down in middle. They have to assume he's either somewhere like an underpass or he's towards the sandbag area. So fair enough. Well played by EG. I thought Maden was the ace up the sleeve. And as did he. Great kills now from EG, though.
I wonder if we are going to see a change from FPX, because there's now been, I would say, 2 or 3 rounds where Chris has been left in a position where he based...
And in forward positions with a crossfire on top of it. This is looking a little bit grim, but chrisJ comes out and actually gets fragged down. Farlig misses a bit of a stip that they need zehN to have impact. He's got 2 so far. Make it 3, but he can't transition across for the...
Smoke actually makes things quite awkward. He's not going to be coming around that direction anyway, but it means that Ethan can go for a fairly aggressive... Time is ticking away. He's either just got to try and stick it, bait him in, find the kill, but it's just going to be the shoulder peek, but actually a little bit wide. And Maden is clinical enough that he will win the clutch. I feel like Ethan had that one dead. They've
just allowed FPX to open the door back into this map as well, because the economy is so grim. They had to force in. They're going to have very little behind this now, and it includes the Mac 10 and 2 AKs with very little utility. They've already lost 2 players. They at least do claw back one onto zehN, who is the hero of the last round, and Brehze jumping, leaping.
There he currently is. The push is coming in behind him. If the bomb's dropped, if a kill comes in, this is already over. And Stan, he may have no idea. chrisJ is right against him, and he was ridiculous. So it can happen. zehN, very aggressive once again. The confidence is definitely building. They are happy to take these fights. Eventually, he gets caught off, but the damage is done. 2 players lost. Tarik, though, a swift response. And what was looking like an easy round ends up, surely not, Chris. Jumping over a Molotov, you made quite a bit of sound there. It seems like they've gone from a commanding position, a 4v3, to now the risks biting them. And they're still going for them. They're still pushing. STYKO gets one in response.
What an odd round this has been. Incendiary to stop the default plant, but they need using that, so unlikely they go for that anyway. It does lower the angles, though, that he has to watch out for on that wide swing. And Brehze gets removed. A low HP Tarik faces up against STYKO and Maden has him dead to rights. But I've got to say there, Tom, even though FPX take the round, that was a very odd round indeed. Like, zehN gets so much done, he puts it into a 5v3, he dies 4v3. And
the only one, it's safe to say. Had a bit of a better map so far in this one, but look at this sheer aggression. Just peeking out, had a flash behind it, but it's a bit of a whiff, if anything, from Maden. Could have got away with at least a kill there. And now they're going to look to put the pressure on chrisJ. Now, he's got his trusty AWP in hand. We've seen time and time again over the last decade what this man can do with this gun. Can he hold the line?
Lands a little bit too deep, and there's another one tossed in, though. Tarik and Ethan will have no such luck. 40 seconds to go. They're pushing in. zehN hiding behind the hay bales. This is such a difficult angle to deal with the tease, but he doesn't even need to be dealt with just yet because everyone else is doing the work for him. Now he comes to the forefront, and CeRq in a 1v3 can't get anything done. And FPX
peaks as well. Like, Farlig's AWP peak, incredibly risky. This as well from chrisJ. He's just going to go for the battle, and I don't blame him.
We're going to peek, and we're going to have the entire army behind you. You're not alone here. He still has some cover as he goes in for two. Winding back the years, for the longest time, a primary AWP capable of so much carnage. And although the bomb could be getting planted momentarily, it has been stalled a bit longer courtesy of some utility, and they're worried about peaks and pushes through the CT side of the smoke. Now these are clearing. Flashbang is good, but there's still 5 players with tons of utility. They have an incendiary, they got flashes, they got smokes. This is going to be so difficult for EG to hold on to, especially as 2 of them are the walking wounded, trying to limp in. Brehze has been spotted, stands his ground, albeit on 42. He will keep himself alive, and this is where the flashes will now start to get tossed in. Incendiary to the backside. Brehze has to stay in dark. This isolates, segregates Stanislaw away from his teammates, who gets picked off, and now the smoke is going to be there to deal with that other threat. But Brehze, we mentioned just how good he can be, as CeRq gets one, is looking for another one, but FunPlus Phoenix gonna hold it down, but there's not enough time. EG actually take a 3v5 retake and make it theirs.
They were 5-1 up.
Yeah, that's gonna be they may not get that locked up in the middle portion of this half. That's outrageous. There's a slight gap in that smoke, but it may come to the good of Maden. That's the bomb that gets dropped down. He spots the secondary player. They know there's at least one of the remaining 3 are on Banana, and it stands to reason there's more. And of course, Maden's pushing the smoke, because why wouldn't he? And Ethan must be full on tilt.
Oh, that's such a alpha play. You've got a 5-on-3, and he just goes straight through. He does eventually fall, and well, chrisJ has got to be careful, but never mind. Tarik tries to make a similar sort of play, but it does not work.
The playoffs in an event that, let's be honest, a lot of people would have expected them to be grand final, potentially even win. It's looking good, but somehow 2 frags make it 3. They even had a trap sprung perfectly, and FPX just runs straight through it. No respect shown again. CeRq has got himself one, but he gets traded out, leaving it on Brehze, and he's been spotted. He's already got a pick from Banana. They know exactly where he is. It's going to be difficult to push through this smoke, through all of the oncoming bullets, all the oncoming traffic, to pull this round out the hat. A flash up and over. First headshot goes his way. There's the second. Could be going in for it with the headshots. It doesn't matter.
Going to close it at the end. That was hot. Denying them. A few HEs going back in response, but not to the same success we saw in the previous half. Nice flashbang, though. That gives Tarik a kill, and in fact, even
from EG, 2 or 3 of them, that could be good enough. Bigger picture. 50 seconds to go. They've used the bulk of their utility. They've got to get out onto the site, but again, it's running into the blockade of EG. Not a single player has fallen, and that will remain the case with a 4K on Tarik.
Performers, I would say, so far in this map. But going into the CT side, that's where we should see a resurgence. Maden, though, catches on the edge of that smoke just before it blooms, and this time, the B site control is already weakened.
So important for him to also put down a bit of suppressing fire onto the tight angle. So if that second player came out, he could have been headshot as well. Keeps them at bay. chrisJ, though, who was weakened up for that flick from early on, CeRq has been finished off by the HE. But zehN also putting in work. Tarik, second round in a row that flash into peak has been successful at the top of Banana. And something that FPX will keep in mind. But they still have 3 healthy players pushing towards A, where will only be Brehze all alone with the M4. Huge headshot. And there's a second to add on top of it. The bomb's been dropped and all the bodies alongside.
And on the other side of things, zehN, 21 kills alongside Maden. We mentioned him as that 3rd man. Maden actually picking up the AWP on the T side and is now looking in the perfect direction.
Time of the essence, headshot delivered. Does get traded up by STYKO. The bomb's still under control. Stanislaw, the last bastion, the last safeguard, gets the drop onto Farlig, looking for more, but it won't be forthcoming, and there is enough time for the plant. And EG in no position to stop this. It will be a 2v2 with two separate angles of aggression from each. If STYKO had picked one too many times, he could have lost his head. That could have been the round going their way. And now they'll be trading out. Big headshot from STYKO. No idea as to Ethan's presence. Time is running so very low. And STYKO's done enough. Double spray. Yeah, that script has been laid bare. CeRq peeks out. Farlig has his number. Stanislaw up on the balcony.
He hit that.
One and done, and he did still get tagged, so that weakened him up for the Galil to finish him off. And his softened defense is being put down range, but Brehze at least gets two. That gives the remaining two players of EG another hope. He did the same in the last round. They were unsuccessful. This time it's Tarik that joins Ethan. Will we have a repeat performance? Because, again, it's STYKO. He's in pit, no AK. This time it's the M4 at his disposal, alongside chrisJ. And STYKO perched on the site. He's going to have that first point to call, and he takes both heads with him. He again successful in.
Brehze now trying to get aggressive, and I don't blame him. He has been great in this map. 113 ADR, superb performance, but needed for the rest of the players. They can just sit passive.
Oh, what an entry by Farlig on the drive-by. Takes minimal damage as well. Echo your sentiments about Brehze. Has had a much better performance here on Inferno, but his teammates have let him down a little bit. A lot of damage to chrisJ. Also has CeRq below him on the hay bales. A bit of an off angle, especially when you know that someone's on balcony. The double peek, but it's Tarik that takes down Maden, and that could force them out into the open. It's two kills going quick succession. Now CeRq shows his hand, but what? chrisJ just spins around and Mac10's him, but the bomb is down in middle, and a headshot from Ethan keeps the dream alive. Both players.
Isn't it? Ethan starting to second guess himself, watching in the other direction. His head pops up, and that could be the end. He almost gives it up, and he will. chrisJ, he's